Hello, Alabama. Bama is in a big race these days. Speaking of a race, there's one guy, Anthony Davis, a four-star linebacker and one of the most coveted prospects in the 2026 recruiting campaign. But it's not just the Tide in this race. Ole Miss, Michigan, and Auburn are also in the mix, and each of these programs has been trying to win the hearts and minds of the young athlete. Anthony Davis, from Georgia, is a prospect who carries the promise of immediate impact. His combination of impressive physique and on-field skills places him among the best linebackers in the country in this class. Ranked as one of the top 20 players at his position and within the top 250 nationally, Davis is exactly the type of player who can transform an already solid defense into something spectacular. The race began to take shape when Davis narrowed his list to 4 finalists: Ole Miss, Michigan, Auburn, and, of course, Alabama. Among these names, 2 seem to be standing out in recent weeks: Ole Miss and Alabama. Lane Kiffin, the Rebels coach, has been doing everything he can to attract Davis, offering hospitality and showing him how the program can maximize his potential. Davis's visits to Oxford have been described by him as unparalleled, especially for the attention given to him and his family. Kiffin knows that to attract a player of this caliber, you need to go beyond the playing field, building a human connection that goes beyond football. But Alabama isn't just another program on the college football map. It's an institution with decades of excellence, national titles, and a structure few can match. Kalen DeBoer, the Tide's coach, fully understands the weight the Alabama name carries. He doesn't need to force the issue to convince a player like Davis. He just needs to show what the program has already delivered and continues to deliver year after year. After all, Alabama isn't just a football team, it's a team that makes a difference in the championship. Davis made no secret of his fascination with what he saw during his official visits. He spoke about Ole Miss's warm atmosphere and the style of play that Lane Kiffin wants to implement. But there are also reports that the linebacker was impressed with Alabama's infrastructure and the way the program develops its athletes. For a player about to make one of the most important decisions of his life, these details matter a lot. As the August 2nd decision date approaches, the matchup between Ole Miss and Alabama appears to be the defining moment. The Michigan Wolverines are still in the running, but the Big Ten's charm may not be enough to overcome the SEC's Southern magnetism, especially when 2 of the schools involved have so much to offer. While Ole Miss relies on Kiffin's hospitality and personal touch, Alabama relies on its unshakable tradition and the state-of-the-art infrastructure that has helped so many other players achieve their dreams. For Kalen DeBoer, this is an opportunity to further cement his brand as the Tide's coach. He inherited an already massive program and now has the chance to add another key piece to the puzzle. A player like Davis not only strengthens Alabama's defense for next season but also reaffirms the program's commitment to remaining the gold standard in college football. However, while Kiffin tries to build something new, Alabama is already at the top and knows exactly how to stay there. When August 2nd arrives, all eyes will be on Anthony Davis. Will he opt for Kiffin's ambitious plan or succumb to the weight of history and the promise of glory that Alabama offers? The latest news to warm the hearts of fans in Tuscaloosa came on Monday when the Maxwell Football Club announced that Ryan Williams, Alabama's dynamic wide receiver, was named to the prestigious 2025 Maxwell Award watch list. With Kalen DeBoer already making his mark in his second year at the helm, Williams' inclusion among the top 80 players in the country is a clear sign that the Crimson Tide's tradition of excellence is still going strong. Ryan Williams, now in his second year, has already proven himself to be an indispensable piece of Alabama's offense. It's no exaggeration to say he's a generational talent, a player who combines speed, reliable hands, and an instinctive ability to find space in the opposing defense. In 2024, as a freshman, he not only earned a starting job, but also led the team in receiving yards with an impressive 865 yards and scored 8 touchdowns, numbers that placed him second in receiving touchdowns in the powerful Southeastern Conference and among Division I freshmen. These feats earned him first-team All-SEC recognition and freshman All-SEC honors from the league's coaches. But Williams' numbers don't tell the whole story. He's a player who elevates everyone around him, whether running precise routes, contributing rushing yards on creative plays, or even shining on punt and kickoff returns. Williams' impact on the field is exactly the kind of energy Kalen DeBoer seems to be cultivating in Tuscaloosa. The coach has demonstrated a knack for maximizing the potential of his players, and Williams' inclusion on the Maxwell watch list is an early testament to that. It's easy to imagine DeBoer designing plays that exploit Williams' versatility, whether on deep passes, short routes, or even running plays, where the young wideout has already demonstrated his capabilities with 48 yards and 2 touchdowns on just 4 attempts. When we look at Alabama's history with the Maxwell Award, Williams' nomination takes on even more weight. Since 2013, the Crimson Tide has produced no fewer than 5 winners of this prestigious award, a feat few programs in the country can match. Bryce Young, with his magical 2021 season, Devonta Smith, with an unforgettable 2020, Tua Tagovailoa in 2018, Derrick Henry in 2015, and A.J. McCarron in 2013. All of these names are synonymous with greatness, and Williams now has the chance to follow in their footsteps. The 2025 season is still a long way off, but Williams' inclusion on Maxwell's watch list has already sparked optimism among Crimson Tide fans. With DeBoer at the helm, Alabama appears to be building something special, blending the program's rich tradition with a fresh approach to the game. Williams, with his ability to change the course of a game in a single play, is the perfect piece for this puzzle. His 48 catches, 865 yards, and 8 touchdowns in 2024 were just the beginning. He also demonstrated his versatility with 120 yards on punt returns and contributions on kickoff returns, proving himself a threat in multiple facets of the game. The SEC remains a brutal battleground, with opponents like Georgia, LSU, and Texas poised to test the Crimson Tide's mettle. But with players like Ryan Williams and the leadership of Kalen DeBoer, Alabama is well positioned to compete. It's not just any clock, but the one that marks the time since the Tide's last national title, 2020, almost 4 years ago. For any other program, for years without a national championship would be seen as an enviable streak. However, for Alabama, this gap feels like a drought, especially since it was under the leadership of Nick Saban, the man who transformed the Tide into a relentless machine. Kalen DeBoer, now in his second year at the helm of the program, knows this well. He inherited not only a team brimming with talent, but also an expectation that few coaches in the country fully grasp. Alabama doesn't just play to compete, it plays to win. In this scenario, DeBoer seems to be finding his rhythm. His first year has been a time of adjustment, both for him and for the players. Last year's bowl loss left a bitter taste, but also served as fuel for what lies ahead. This year, however, something different is happening inside the locker room. There's a renewed mentality, a collective determination that DeBoer has carefully cultivated. And this is evident in the words of one of the team's leaders, running back Miller, who chose to return to the program rather than declare for the NFL. "When I made the decision to come back, in my head I thought, the work isn't done," Miller said, reflecting on his choice to stay at Alabama. "Especially with what happened last year. Not winning a bowl game, it hurt us as a team and as a coaching staff. This year, we know what our number one goal is, which is to win a national championship." Miller isn't alone in this mission. Several other players who could have made the jump to the NFL have decided to stay, betting their lives on DeBoer's project and the legacy they still want to build at Alabama. This speaks volumes about the environment the coach is creating. Players like Miller aren't just returning to improve their individual numbers or improve their future draft prospects, they're returning because they feel they have something unfinished to accomplish. And that something has a name, a national championship. Miller himself acknowledges that his role on this team needs to evolve. Last year, he was a reliable player, rushing for 700 yards and scoring 7 touchdowns. But, in his own assessment, he didn't excel as he should have. Now, he's taking on a leadership role, not just as a running back, but as a guiding voice within the locker room. Last year, I didn't excel as I should have, being an older guy, but now I know the path I need to take, he said. I need to take it to the next level, to unite all the players and make sure we're all on the same page. The culture of hard work and discipline that has always defined Alabama is still there, but now it's being channeled in a new way, with DeBoer imprinting his own identity while respecting the traditions that made the program legendary. With players like Miller leading the way and a team demonstrating total commitment to the ultimate goal, there's a growing sense that the tide is ready to return to the top. In Tuscaloosa, success isn't measured by consistent wins or strong seasons, it's measured by national titles. And as DeBoer grapples with this reality, he can find comfort in the fact that his current roster appears to be aligned with the right mindset. Can players like Miller deliver on Alabama's promise of unity and focus for the next title? We hope so. Leave your comments.